Film editing is where the magic happens. It's where the movie comes together. Scenes are spliced and important decisions are made. Unfortunately, no matter how much work is put into editing, there are mistakes that make it into the film. See production gaffes, revealing errors, and scenes that should have been left on the cutting room floor. Before we get to these movie mistakes, click subscribe. You'll join our notification squad and be the first to know of any new content. Can you guess which movie is represented by these emojis? Stay tuned to the end to find out. Bourne Identity. The Bourne Identity was the perfect start for the Jason Bourne franchise. Matt Damon took on the role in a quiet and reserved manner, which allowed him to shine even more once action scenes started taking place. The pacing of the film was great, mixing chase scenes, action, and drama all into one. It was a perfect way to create the Bourne universe and set expectations for future films, but there was one early scene nearly taking viewers right out of the emotional story. After Jason Bourne is discovered floating in the ocean, a fishing crew helps take care of him and heal the bullet wounds he has. Then he is dropped off at the docks and makes his way through the city streets before seemingly disappearing when a small truck rolls by. Look back at the scene again. Bourne didn't perform some type of magic. Matt Damon actually had to run alongside the small truck, so it made it look like he disappeared. It's just too bad they chose to keep him in a giant puffy red jacket. The jacket and Damon's feet can be seen the entire time. Noticing this the first time you watch the Bourne movies can really take away some of the character's mystique.
Get us out of here. Now!
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. The Harry Potter film franchise was already on a roll by the time the first sequel was released. Entitled Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, the film features a great mystery, some creepy ghosts, and more wizardly adventures for Harry and his friends. One of the more entertaining scenes in the film is the magic battle between Harry and Malfoy. Both Hogwarts students use their wands to try and defeat each other. This time around, Harry gets the upper hand, but the audience loses some of the movie magic in the process. During a shot where Malfoy is attacked and knocked off his feet, you can see a cameraman filming in the left corner of the screen. He was clearly trying to get an alternate shot, but didn't succeed in moving away from the other camera's point of view. The camera operator is wearing darker clothes, making it harder to see him. A lot of people want the whole Harry Potter universe to look and feel real, so it's kind of frustrating to see this mistake happen during a key part of the movie. Luckily, the tiny mistake didn't derail the franchise. There are plenty of sequels to enjoy after the Chamber of Secrets, and each one ups the stakes when it comes to production value.
Traveling through time has become much too painful.
Back to the Future, Part 3. Back to the Future 3 is not the most acclaimed in the trilogy, but it has a lot of positive moments and good storytelling to enjoy. One of the subplots in the movie focuses on Doc Brown's quest to find love. Not only does he find love in the Old West, but he has 2 children along the way. You would think the movie mistake found in Back to the Future Part 3 would have something to do with a time travel or technology, but it's actually his children who caused the mistake. Near the end of the movie, the Doc travels back to the future using a time machine built out of a train car. Once he arrives, he introduces Marty to his wife and 2 children. Look closely at the child on the right. Obviously eager to goof off or go to the bathroom, the young boy curls his hand to try and get someone's attention and then points right at his private parts for multiple seconds. Great Scott! Somebody get this kid a bathroom break already. The hand movements appear a little eccentric, making him the perfect child actor to follow in the footsteps of Doc Brown. Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park is filled with a lot of intense scenes, but it's really the velociraptors who steal the show. The predatory dinos are constantly on the hunt for new victims, and it's terrible news for Tim and Lex as they enter the Jurassic Park kitchen in an effort to avoid them. The movie smartly used a mix of both practical graphics and CG effects to showcase the dual raptor invasion. Even more than 20 years later, the film holds up, and the effects do not seem dated. While dealing with large and mechanical dinosaurs, the creatures may need a slight push to keep them on their feet, and this is exactly what happened during the start of the kitchen attack scene. As a raptor starts to push her way through the kitchen door, a hand can be seen holding the back of the raptor in place so it balances perfectly. Either that, or one of the park guests got a little too hands-on with the raptor and decided to pet the dangerous creature. Our guess is the production crew. Once the kitchen door closes, the raptor takes over from there so no mistakes can be found in the rest of the brilliant scene. The Hurt Locker. The 2010 Best Picture winner, The Hurt Locker, explores the world of disabling bombs. Jeremy Renner stars as a soldier in charge of taking care of these bombs and ensuring they don't go off preemptively. Not only must he discover and defuse the bombs, but he must enter extremely dangerous territory to find the deadly weapons. During a warehouse scene, Renner's character must walk through multiple rooms as he investigates the possibility of bombs being placed there. At one point, the character must walk through a thick plastic sheet hung up to create a makeshift doorway. With so much gear and equipment, the filmmakers didn't want Renner to get caught up in the plastic piece. This is why you can see a hand sneak in and push the curtain to the side so Renner can get past it a lot easier. Despite the glaring error, the film won the Best Picture Academy Award and also picked up a few other awards. This includes Best Film Editing and Best Director. The mistake is pretty obvious, but it's also pretty easy to ignore, so you can still watch the movie without being pulled out of the scene for a film editing error.
Promise me that you will look after my family.
Your family will meet you in the afterlife.
Gladiator. Gladiator is a film of epic proportions, and the end product is really satisfying. But some of the errors may make you wonder if director Ridley Scott took on too much at one time. Gladiator is filled with obvious errors, which often reveal the modern technology behind the film. During one scene, there is a large chariot making its way through the battle arena when the wheels fall off and the whole device comes crashing to the ground. While it looks like the chariot collapsed at the hands of Maximus, an editing mistake proves that this wasn't the case at all. When the cart starts to flip over, a large piece of debris falls down and reveals a compressed air tank on the inside. The air tank was clearly used to blast the wheels off in a controlled manner and make the scenes look as authentic as possible. During another scene, a character is stabbed in the back where the stunt padding is clearly visible, making him look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame rather than a fighting soldier. Wide shots of the Gladiator battle arena also reveal the camera crew sitting in the back corner among all the extras used in the scene. Jaws. The editing in Jaws is an excellent mix of suspenseful shots, surprising cuts, and beautiful locations on the beach. Steven Spielberg did an incredible job ensuring that the film felt authentic, so the shark could bring scares and really help elevate the whole horror and animal survival genre. Of course, no film is perfect, and Jaws features a huge editing mistake if you look close enough. After the shark has been discovered attacking residents and tourists, a call is made to try and hunt Jaws down. Everyday citizens filled boats with random weapons and went out on the sea in an attempt to hunt the shark. During a wide shot of all the boats traveling on the water, you should look closely at one of the far boats. The boat is actually filled with a Jaws camera crew, capturing footage at the same time as the other camera operators. This was probably done to help save money and get faster footage on the low-budget movie. High-definition video has made it a lot easier to see this mistake as it plays out in the movie. Maybe Spielberg should call up his friend George Lucas to do a little editing magic on the film and eliminate those extra crewmen.
Chamber and the grave goods that were found in another, in the area give us a...
Raiders of the Lost Ark. Raiders of the Lost Ark takes place in the 1930s, and the filmmakers wanted to ensure the film was authentic for the time period. When doing rooftop shots, TV antennas were removed to eliminate the modern technology. Costumes were also authentic for the time, and a lot of work went into making every set piece feel as real as possible. Even with all this work, there was still some huge errors found in the movie. When Marion enters the cockpit of a plane, you can easily see the reflection of a crew member in the bottom right corner. During a standoff in a crowded city street, you can look closely to the background and see the world's worst butcher. The extra is pretending to chop meat, and it looks pathetic. The large butcher's axe isn't even making contact with a table. At another point in the film, Indiana Jones is sitting down when a person casually walks in and out of the frame wearing a t-shirt and blue jeans. This moment sticks out like a sore thumb and makes you wonder how he even made it through the whole scene in the first place. For the Blu-ray release of Indiana Jones, a lot of these mistakes were removed so the film could be seen the way it was originally intended. Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. The Two Towers is a film that takes itself seriously. Characters are loyal to their book versions, feature honor, and are an important part of the story being told. In The Two Towers, Karl Urban plays the role of Éomer. During a scene with Aragorn and Legolas, Éomer decides to give them 2 horses for their travels. After handing over the horses, he jumps up on his own, and the actor doesn't realize his large sword is sliding right out of the sheath. Karl Urban clearly looks down at the sword but continues to deliver his lines while the other actors keep straight faces. Then, Éomer rides off without reclaiming his sword. No other characters mention it, and the weapon is just left lying there as the screen portrays. Hopefully, Éomer was able to find another weapon before he entered any type of battle. The sword falling out was extremely obvious on the screen. It's a surprise there wasn't any type of alternative take to replace this major blooper. What makes the scene the funniest is all of the characters act like a sword didn't just slide to the ground.
Hi. Hi, me? Oh, hi?
Frozen. In Disney's Frozen, one of the more captivating scenes was Elsa's rendition of Let It Go. The powerhouse ballad was a huge hit for the film and even made the rounds on mainstream radio. While fans of the film love watching Elsa use her powers to create an ice castle, there is one moment which seems unintentionally magical. As Elsa sings and opens up more, she decides to let her hair down in the form of a long braid. During one moment, the braid is hanging behind her shoulder, and then in an instant, it flips through the shoulder and appears on the other side. Watch it again. The glitch is only a few frames long, but it's clear the hair magically goes through her body rather than over the shoulder like it's supposed to. Luckily for Disney, most children are probably just singing along and not paying attention to the small detail. For animation purists, errors like this can be extremely frustrating and something which is tracked down in films they see. The animation mistake doesn't take anything away from the film, but the crew will likely pay attention to small details like this in the future so the errors can be prevented. Well, there you have it. What editing mistake do you think is the worst? Are there any that we missed? What editing mistake shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to Screen Rant on YouTube so you can stay up to date with our awesome videos. Oh, and the answer to our emoji quiz is... Have a good one.